Hello, sustainers. Good morning. It is December 19th, 2025, and the time is 10:31 and counting Central Standard Time. So, listen, there is a little update that I want to add to our timeline regarding the ongoing lawsuit that Clayton Howard has against Cassie. This information came out by way of some interviews that he did with some content creators, and then now some articles have been pushed out to a couple of mainstream media outlets about it. So I want to add a few dollars to the collection plate. But before we do, we're going to go ahead and get our intro video out the way, and I will be back. Hi, sustainers. It's your girl Danielle back again with another one of my unsolicited opinion podcast videos hosted on TooHotForYouTube.com. This is where I give my 3 cents on celebrity and entertainment news, YouTube commentary, music, movie reviews, courtroom trials, shenanigans, and everything in between. I keep my commentary grown, mature, unfiltered, and more importantly, I do try to teach you something with regards to mental health. If you're ready for this content, let's get into it. All right. So there's two articles. So this article is more recent than the other one that I'm going to also review. I'm not going to read all of it, but just to kind of get some of it on the timeline. So this one caught my attention because, as we know, Maureen Comey was fired, and they gave some very encrypted reason why she was fired. But according to Clayton Howard, he was one of the prosecutors in the Diddy trial that actually used him to build a case to rise Cassie up, all the while basically throwing him to the side once they got what he wanted. So here is what he is saying. Give me one moment. I'll fix something real. Okay. So it says exclusive Maureen Comey accused of protecting Cassie and Diddy trial by silencing victim, not victims, but victim. It says Clayton Howard says the Justice Department used his story to boost Diddy's prison sentence, then threw him away once the cameras were gone. In a new motion filed in Manhattan federal court, Howard accuses prosecutors of exploiting his trauma to secure Diddy's conviction for transporting male prostitutes across state lines, then denying him every fundamental right guaranteed under the Crime Victims' Rights Act. The filing named former Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey, the daughter of ex-FBI Director James Comey, as the official who oversaw his cooperation and later tried to silence him when he attempted to testify about Cassie's Ventura's alleged role in the encounters. Quote, Assistant Prosecutor Maureen Comey became annoyed when I said I wanted to tell the truth about both of my offenders, Howard said. She said I was too traumatized to testify, which I denied. Howard described years of travel between New York, Los Angeles, and Miami from 2012 to 2019. He says Diddy and Ventura recruited him through ads on Backpage.com and paid him between $1,500 to $1,600 to participate in orchestrated quote-unquote freak-offs during which Diddy watched while Ventura engaged with the male escort. The government later used his cooperation and evidence to classify him as a quote-unquote victim, one of 5 under count 3, a move that increased Diddy's sentencing under federal guidelines. But when Howard tried to exercise his victim rights after the trial, he says prosecutors shut him out. He sent 3 unanswered letters, made a personal trip to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan, and had a short call with a victim witness advocate who never returned his message. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson finally responded, not to help him, but to allegedly deny that he was a victim at all. I have been patient and persistent, Howard wrote. The government used my cooperation when it served their interests, but now treat me as if I don't exist. Howard's frustration erupted after discovering that the government's sentencing memo explicitly listed him as a victim, the same designation prosecutors later rejected when he requested assistance applying for the Backpage remission program. This federal fund this federal fund will distribute more than 200 million to trafficking victims with a February 2nd, 2026 deadline approaching. Howard says he's racing against the clock to prove his eligibility. Howard is also taking aim at prosecutors' alleged efforts to protect Ventura's image during the trial. Howard claims he was ready to testify that Cassie was not a victim of sex trafficking but an active participant. Instead, he says Comey and others kept him silent by misusing protective orders. He argues that his selective narrative helped secure the disgraced mogul's conviction, which concealed Ventura's alleged complicity. Comey's name is already back in the headlines for different reasons. Okay, so we don't care about that. Okay, so that was that article. And then this is the original article where it came out that he was actually suing her for $20 million. Let's see here. I'm right here, you guys. Cassie Ventura has been named in a bombshell lawsuit by male escort Clayton Howard. The $20 million civil suit alleges. Excuse me, you guys. Let me drink some water. Hold on. You know what? Let me let Andrew do this because I need my voice. Hold on.
Cassie named in escort's $20 million lawsuit linked to Diddy scandal video. Clayton Howard and Cassie Ventura, via TMZ. New $20 million civil lawsuit ties Cassie to escort abuse allegations. Cassie Ventura has been named in a bombshell lawsuit filed by male escort Clayton Howard. The $20 million civil suit alleges Cassie was not just a victim of Sean Diddy Combs, but an active participant in years of abuse. Howard appeared in the recent Netflix docuseries Sean Combs, The Reckoning. In the court filing, Howard accuses both Combs and Cassie of trafficking, coercion, and sexual exploitation. He claims Cassie coached and arranged encounters that spanned nearly a decade, including participation in alleged freak-off parties. These serious accusations have now entered the legal system and could proceed to trial. Judge allows alternate service after Cassie allegedly dodged lawsuit. On December 8, 2025, U.S. District Judge in Huang ruled that Cassie had avoided formal service of the lawsuit. Investigators made multiple attempts to locate and serve her without success. The judge authorized alternative service, including emailing her known attorneys. That same week, attorney Melody Hahn of Wigdor LLP officially appeared as Cassie's legal counsel. Wigdor LLP had previously represented Cassie in her separate 2023 lawsuit against Combs. Her legal response came just as the court warned she risked a $20 million default judgment. Clayton Howard, screenshot. Allegations include STD transmission and secret abortion. Howard's lawsuit includes personal and shocking claims about Cassie's involvement. He alleges she gave him a sexually transmitted disease during unprotected sex. He also says she became pregnant by him and had an abortion without telling him. These accusations remain unproven in court and are based on Howard's account. However, their inclusion in the civil complaint raises the stakes in an already high-profile legal drama involving some of the music industry's biggest names. Cassie's role shifts from victim to alleged perpetrator. For years, Cassie was publicly viewed as a survivor of abuse during her long relationship with Combs. In fact, she was a key witness in the 2025 federal criminal trial against the hip-hop mogul, where she testified about years of alleged mistreatment. This new lawsuit challenges that narrative. Howard paints Cassie as a recruiter and enabler who participated in abuse rather than just suffering it. The evolving legal situation is reshaping public perception and igniting fierce debate online.
Okay, so this particular statement right up in this area for me, I have some questions. Now, listen, when the prosecutors in the Diddy trial reached out to anyone and everyone that they could to build their case, this was one of the sex workers or male prostitutes that they used his testimony in documents, but again, didn't put him on the stand. And I do believe the fact that when he says it's because he was going to say that he was a victim of both Cassie and Diddy, then clearly they wouldn't put him on the stand if that's what he was going to testify. He wouldn't be a valuable witness. But I believe, and don't hold me to this, because I don't remember if he started talking before they realized they had set a date for Diddy's trial, or did he start coming out after his name was being mentioned that he was one of the sex workers, because I remember seeing a video that he had did where he was saying that yes, I am the Clayton Howard that is in the documents as far as the court trial goes, and da 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 da. So this allegation here, when he says that Cassie actually gave him an STD and that she also became pregnant by him and had an abortion without telling him, how can he prove that she had an abortion and that it was his baby? Like, that's intriguing to me. That statement in itself, or that claim in itself, has me thinking, how are you going to prove that, sir? That's a big bold statement. Like, we can't negate the fact that you were definitely one of the reoccurring sex workers. We can't negate the fact that your name shows up in text exchanges between Diddy and Cassie over a span of time. We get that. But how you gonna prove that she aborted your baby? Just asking. Also, where would he be able to provide the proof of the claim that she gave him a sexually transmitted disease? Like, he would have to have something where she had to call him or text him to let him know, like, hey, I have been diagnosed or been whatever with X, Y, and Z, and I have to call all my sexual partners and let them know. Like, if he had something like that, okay, boom, bada bing, gotcha. But that pregnancy claim, that's a hard thing to prove. Unless, again, he has some type of text message from someone letting him know that, well, even as I was getting ready to say what I was going to say, it's not provable. Because what we do know is she was having unprotected sex with multiple guys at these freak offs, okay, including Diddy. So he has no proof of that. And to me, all his other claims are extremely valid, so it would be no reason to throw in some extra shit into the pot. So that particular claim about her pregnancy and abortion, that could have been left out, unless he has some crazy evidence that someone so close to them, like KK herself, said, we know for a fact this was your baby, she had to get it aborted, and dot dot dot. I doubt that such evidence is going to be presented. It just isn't going to happen. All right, so I just wanted to kind of throw this in our timeline because this guy isn't letting up. And as you heard Andrew read, that the judge in this case is documenting on the docket that Cassie is making it very hard to be served under this particular lawsuit. And I feel like it's one of those lawsuits that need to be heard, need to be taken seriously, because it is definitely undeniable that this was one of their sex workers of choice and that he was definitely engaging in unprotected sex with Cassie, and he was there. I think he would know whether or not she was enjoying these freak offs or not. And I want this to go to trial so that we can actually get stuff on the record and see what happens in discovery. We're going to see how this plays out. We're going to see if Cassie has the covering that she had in the Diddy trial with the prosecutors to protect her from the multiple lawsuits that's going to happen. Because make no mistake about it, if this lawsuit pushes through, which I hope it does, and he wins his case, any amount of money, oh, the other sex workers are coming for the rest of the millions that Cassie got. And me personally, I am an advocate for victims, but then there's those that cry wolf just because some other shit has happened to them, and then they want to try to put everything in the pot. And I'm just like, no, we've seen the ugly side of Cassie as well. We're not condoning the physical abuse that we saw on the video, but that cannot be the one thing that throws out a wide net to cover her for her participating in a lot of bullshit while she was with Diddy as well. I'm just not that fake type of person. So karma is a bitch, because if his particular case goes through and he gets rewarded any amount of money, and those other sex workers come and start filing their lawsuits against Cassie as well, she's going to be right back to where she started before she got that money from Diddy and the hotel. We shall see. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. And until next time, I'm out.